What the hell are all you people doing in my house? Get out! Get out! 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 Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs. This is Nord Notwork. We're playing a little more Monster today. So, you may have noticed from the clip a few seconds ago, I have decided to do some things with villagers. Not going for ultimate trades, or I'm not building a little village for them to live in or anything like that. I plan on slaughtering them wholesale because I want to do some beekeeping. And the best way to get the best frames for beekeeping is trading with one of the apiarists. I found a village. I captured an apiarist. I'm keeping him chained up in my basement next to the radiator. And there he will stay until we build him a more permanent home, which is what this is. Now, I know in the last episode I talked about I was going to get into AE and we would go through some of that together, and I did the AE a little bit and realized it's probably not for me. It is a little more complicated setting up the auto systems than I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. I got a basic... Oh, that does not lay out right, does it? Alright, knock them back off. I got a basic sorting system. All my stuff is now in my AE system. But that's about as far as I've gotten. So I want to hook everything up. This whole little area surrounding this lake will eventually be my base. It's not just that. That is main storage and where my bed is. That's going to be Thaumcraft once we update it and I can actually get into it. This is going to be beekeeping here, as well as the auto killer for my villagers. And I'm thinking for some of the darker aspects of this game, i.e. the blood magic, I've got an idea for something pretty evil looking I want to build over in this area. But that's not going to be until we update Thaumcraft. So that will go on hold for a bit. Now, as you may have noticed, as I'm building, I'm getting a little more detailed with every structure. This first one, not so much. This was just my survival house. This was, let's get in so the monsters don't eat me. Thaumcraft, I had a little more time to put some work into it, and it definitely helps out that I can fly. Now that when I started that, I had the jetpack, and then NICAD came over and stuck me in the eye with a needle, and now I can fly like a bat. So that definitely helps. If you guys are playing this game, get flight early on, unless you just want to do the direwolf method of 9x9 interconnected rooms, which is fine. I mean, that's definitely a valid way to play, just not my way to play. I like the building aspect of this game at least as much as I like the machinery aspect. So I think if I tried living in a bunch of cobblestone rooms, I would quickly lose my mind. So we just want something a little nicer looking than that. And to that extent, I am building this structure. So I'm going to work on it a little bit. We're going to build this one together as opposed to the house I just kind of threw up. So this one we might take our time with. It's not a survival kind of thing. This is definitely more of enjoying the game, sitting back, taking my time. Is that even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay. So let's do that. That. Balance it out. Oh, that is not balancing it out. Get you that. Let's do done, done, done. Okay. So I'm going to work on this a bit, and I will be back with you guys once we have some progress. Alright, guys, I got the basic layout of the structure done. Now, this will eventually serve two purposes, as I said. Up top is going to be all of our bee stuff, at least as much as I can squeeze into that area. And then down below will serve two purposes in itself. We are going to be processing our quote unquote bee stuff, so this will be forestry. Just because I'm running out of room in the basement, I've got my IC2 set up. I see you, little skeleton. Don't think I don't see you. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got our IC2 stuff and our red power stuff going on in there. So I don't want to cram something else in there as well. So we will use this area for forestry. And then this front area is going to be emerald productions. So I want to get that started just so that way, let me jump off. If you can't tell, we're going to have some fun with chisel with this building. I want to make it very decorative. Tired of living in a plain house, so it will be done. But yeah, we need another Tinker's Construct setup. Another one? Why? We've got the massive one. Because we do. Shut up. You'll see. Okay, so let me see if I can remember how to do this without having to look it up. It's a... Let's do... How far are we from the entrance? Let's take it there. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So that should be good. Just about splits the difference of the room. And we line the bottom with the seared bricks. And then we build out the sides. I should have enough bricks to do what I want to do here. It doesn't need to be terribly tall, because we are not using this to smelt ores. We are using this to do something a little more disturbing. Yeah, I should be able to put... Let's do tank in the center. We'll do a controller on that side. Plop our seared tank here. Yeah, it's too high for them to jump. Okay. And since all of our machines will be on this side, let's keep our drain on this side as well. So put him there. Put that there. And a casting basin here. Because I am using this to get blocks. Now, what is it I'm using this for, you ask? I am going to be melting down villagers. When they melt, you get liquid emerald. So, because I need that apiarist to give up a bunch of different types of frames for the apiaries, and the only way to get them is with emeralds, and I don't feel like mining them. We're going to do this a little bit different way. So that's the basic setup. I like the placement of it. There should be plenty of room for the forestry machines. So let's go and grab... I did not bring them with me, did I? But I got this and this. Yeah. Let's run back over and grab the machines that I need. So I know I said earlier I've got an apiarist locked up in my basement. But he's not the only one that I took from the village. I also took just a regular villager. He's hanging out in his little Pokeball here, and he will come in handy. So we need one of them. We need a sewer. We need the auto spawner, a autonomous activator, and what else do we need? Got plenty of stuff to build basics. Let me go down a level. This area I've been dressing up a bit, just to show you real quick. The last episode was entitled Power for Days. So we now have 4 steam boilers, pretty much running constantly. So I have more power than I think I will ever be able to use. So now we just need to spread out and start trying to use it. I'm done using generators. I'm on to the turbine housings. So we're looking pretty good. And this is the little basic AE system that I set up. I actually attached it directly to my ender chest. So now when I run a quarry, dirt and cobblestone are getting diamond piped into a trash can. But everything else is coming in here. So we are getting a ton of resources. I need to go through and kind of clear out some of the little one-offs just to open up some space. Just because they're not very helpful being in there. But then I've got the basic, runs into a pulverizer, runs into a furnace. So I don't even have to smelt my ores anymore. The system just does it for me. Whenever I get an ore in here that these fuzzy import buses recognize, it will pull it out of my terminal, it will put it into the pulverizer, and then the pulverizer will pull the dust back out through this import bus, which will then route back over into my furnace, which then pulls the finished product out and puts it back into storage. And then I've got this one going up to the top, which routes to a crafting terminal. So I want to set these crafting terminals up in all my little bases. I'm going to run ME wire way over to there. I'm probably going to try and figure out if I can get it up into the top of that tower without just making it look awful, because I didn't really plan for the AE when I built that tower. So that might not work. I might just have the one here. But for now, let's see. What do we got? Got some fluid ducts. Got enough of those. That's what I forgot. The thing to power all this. So it runs off red power. I will eventually set up some tesseracts, so that way I don't have to run everything back and forth. But for now, this is just a test run. Let's head back over. I've started doing all this because you can see these essence ore berries. I've got a barrel full, and my XP tanks are all full. So they were just kind of going to waste. So I thought this might be a fun way to kind of deal with it. So we've got that. Actually, there is one other thing I wanted to make, so I will be back with you guys in just a second. Just so that if I just throw this together now, I know it's going to happen. And while it's going to be funny to watch me running around trying to chase down all the villagers, I'd rather just do it right the first time. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I made the other thing that I wanted to make, which are these guys, the conveyor belts from Mine Factory. This will definitely come in handy. Basically what they do, it's a very simple recipe to make them. It's right here. It's just 3 pieces of rubber, some iron, and some redstone. Gives you 16 of them. And they work kind of like carpet, that you just put them down on top of another block. And then whichever direction you're facing when you put them down is the direction that they'll run. So this way, you get pretty much anywhere something kind of lands, it just gets shunted down. Reason that's important is the next part of this little emerald making scheme, which is the auto spawner. Now, I tried this in the house and it went poorly. Stuff just went everywhere. So we don't want that to happen again. There's a creeper outside there. I've been getting so many creepers wandering around here. I don't know why, and I'm tired of dealing with them. Come on. Come on. Follow me. Follow me out. Come on. And come on, get him. There we go. I gotta figure out how to keep them from spawning up here too. But that will be off camera. So what we do is we put our auto spawner right there in the center, and then we can actually get rid of, where'd my axe go? There it is. Get rid of all this extra wood. So we will chop that one. And this one. And we need to set up some fluid ducts. Now the fluid duct should run underneath. So we want, can I do this without? Come on, there we go. And let's just run them over to here. And get you. So this way it is off the wall. And I'll probably pretty this up a lot in between episodes. Just get the inside a little bit nicer looking. But we need to build a little bit of a structure. It takes forever to break things when you're flying. There you go. So this needs to have a sewer attached to it. So let's get there. Let's put our sewer there. And we will build a little house for this to sit in. The reason I'm doing this little structure around it is because we need a way to collect some XP orbs. I tried doing it with just the liquid XP itself, and that doesn't seem to work. So, kind of had to come up with another way to get this stuff in there. Let's do one there, one there, there, that there. So I could trim a lot of that off, but for now, we take our autonomous activator, we put it there, and then we could just put these in. We'll say use first only. So the autonomous activator will click and break the orbs, and then the orbs will fill in to here. Now, I'm too close, so it's going to pick them up right now, but that's the way it'll work. And then this, we can just kind of, I think we can just power this from above. So let's see. And are you falling? It's got energy. And we take our safari net, put them in there. And before we get started, I need to grab one last thing. We're going to need a little bit of lava, and we're going to need just a piece of iron. So we'll take a piece of iron, and I've got a bucket. So the Tinker's Construct, once you have something melted inside of it, once you smelt down some kind of material, it will work as a killing field. Anything that drops into it will die. If you are dropping normal mobs, then what will end up happening is you will get blood collected, which you can use in place of slime balls. If you are getting villagers, then they drop emeralds. Basically, it's like rolling a bunch of bums for their quarters. Oh, it all got sucked up in there. Let's get that out. And put that in. And get the bucket and put some in there. So we don't need to keep lava flowing into this. Once we get something smelted down, it will do the job for us. So I'm going to cut here, wait for that to smelt up, and then we will get our villagers going. Okay guys, so I think we are just about ready to get this guy going. So let's sneak over to here. And we want, here, we'll put them, get out of the way. Yep, and there we go. So I need to watch and make sure that they are falling where they're supposed to be. How's this doing for work? It's not getting any more energy. I can never get these configurations right to start with. Was it orange is output? Yep, there we go. So you don't get a ton of emeralds from each one. Oh, see, that's what I was afraid of. Get in there. So it seems like maybe one out of every 8 or 9 falls on here. So I might make up some more of those just to keep them cluttering the area up. But you can see, I mean, it runs for a while with just a little bit of berries. So, how are we doing in here? Yeah, so that was about a stack. And we are at 8 emeralds. So, that'll work. So they'll just keep cooking in there, and this will fill up with emeralds. And then I can get started on my bee stuff. Poor little bastards. I always feel bad for them if they weren't so annoying. Okay, guys, we are just about done here. I've dressed this place up a little. Doesn't look like total crap anymore. I've made some tesseracts to be able to get our mob essence and our power into the auto spawner faster and without all the wires hanging down. And now I'm just getting ready for the next part of this building, which is going to be the bees. By the way, this little wand of the builder thing, or builder, yeah, that's it, builder's wand from Extra Utilities. You get them in dungeon chests. They are awesome. Basically what they do is if you have a like material in your inventory that you are pointing at, it kind of fills out, so it can do I don't know, 8 or 9 at a time across. Or if you were doing like blocks, it would mimic the shape. So makes doing these big fill-in projects just so much easier. Whenever I'm working on a large building, I try and keep one on me. I've got 3 or 4, I think, that I've found in different dungeon chests throughout the game. So that makes all of this so much faster. So I think I've got all of this set up. Let me see. Yeah, I've got a stack of berries, just so I can demonstrate. We've had some trouble with the neighbors trying to bust their way in. Let me show you what I've done so far. So I'm messing around with some of the chisel marble blocks, like their look a lot. Still trying to keep a very clean, light look to it. Except for, I'll show you in here. Oh, and I got another beekeeper. Let me bust through here. Right there. So, I think he's a beekeeper. He wants different things, and so far he's offering combs. And he's got the yellow jacket, so I think that's what that means. But, he is attracting a pretty rough crowd. So, we will have to move him eventually. So this is our emerald producer. Why did I do that? I always forget I've got a block in my hand. I start swinging at things. Let's move that out. So I ran it for a few minutes. Got a bunch of emeralds. So everything now feeds through here. And it gets kicked out that little hardened glass. I don't know. Little box there. And then it gets routed through a tesseract underneath the sewer there. Up to here. Can I get in here still? Yes. So I had 2 tesseracts. One is for power. And then one is for our mob essence. So you can see, it keeps it working, and it's pretty much filling up. I've expanded this out a little bit so we're not getting guys wandering around anymore. And I figure the rest of this place is going to be light and airy. This room here should be pretty dark. It's a killing pit after all, so seemed appropriate. Can I light this up at all? It is way too dark. Just put this down on the ground for now. I don't want anything spawning up here and boring. But I think that's going to be it for today's episode. It's mostly just getting us ready to start with doing the actual bee keeping stuff. So, and we'll continue to work on the facade of this building as time goes on. But for now, I am Nord Notwork, playing a little more of the monster, and having a lot of fun with it.